Okay, I'm protecting myself with a gree-gree, self-belaying with the gree-gree, which I've made some modifications to. I've put a cord in the top of it, so then I can put it to a sling over my chest like this to hold it in an upright position so it feeds well. And I've also cut a piece of the alloy off here, which doesn't weaken the device but allows the rope to feed into the cam more easily. They're modifications that pets will approve of, apparently. And I mounted on a D-Mayon. The reason for that is that gree-grees on carabiners have a habit of catching on the gate quite badly, and it would be very easy to break the gate out of a carabiner in an aid fall. A D-Mayon is twice as strong as a carabiner in all directions, so it's absolutely bomb-proof. So you can totally rely on it. It's a much safer unit to use than a carabiner in this type of situation. I have it like this with the screw at the top, so then I can load it like this. And it sits there while I do it up. Bit of finger tape around the sleeve makes it easy to grip. And then I rotate it around like this. And then this over the shoulder. This end here will be tied directly to the belay, like so. And then as I climb up, the rope feeds through smoothly. If I were to fall off, it locks as per normal. Also, I'm using a 60-metre rope because I run a lot of the pitches together on Aussie and Lord Gumtree. They're both 10-pitch routes, but I do each one in 6 pitches with this 60-metre rope. And on both routes there are several 55-metre pitches, which are 2 pitches joined. Well, I use these etriers for ascending on the gear with a petzl carabiner at the top to make it easy to clip in and out of without a notch having a notch there. Just makes it easy to clip and unclip gear. And these are 6-step aiders, these ones, most are 5, but these allow extra reach and give you a bit more ease of getting into them for testing gear. Yeah, we clip these into the gear and then you ascend on these as high as you can go, or as high as you can comfortably reach for the next piece. Yeah, if you're trying to test gear that's quite dodgy, then having an extra step means that you can clip the gear really high and still be able to reach into this step if it's clipped really high. If it's without the extra step, you've got to step up too high, which makes it more risky. If the piece pulls, then you could impact the lower piece more easily. Okay, what we've got here is we've got a pair of Jumas for ascending the pitch, some aiders here for for the aiding on the pitch, 2 daisy chains, both for aiding and for the Jumaring. The daisy chains are for clipping yourself into the gear as you go up, so you can take both hands off and basically free up both hands so you can make the placements quicker and handle gear more easily, and also to take the load off your arms. You don't need to extend much gear on the route when you're soloing aiding because you don't tend to pick up much rope drag, so I have a minimum number of quick draws just to extend around roofs and stuff. And I have a stiff quick draw here for those long reaches, so I can actually lock the gate open and make a really long reach to clip fixed gear. That often saves an extra placement, which saves time. Then we have a selection of RPs or RP type nuts. Some of them are modified and a lot of them are the Hugh Banner offset nuts with the flared tapers, which fit the pin scars really well. Some of these are modified RPs which I've made, and then others are the Hugh Banner offsets.
Offset meaning?
Well, they've got a flared taper on them to fit the pin scars. And then we've got similar types of nuts, which are the DMM peanuts, which are also flared, which fit pin scars really well. So I've got quite a selection of nuts that actually fit the pin scales well with these flared tapers. For many years it had been aided using pitons, so a lot of the placements are quite pinned out. Most people do it clean these days because it is relatively easy to do clean.
Yeah. Okay.
And then we've basically got a double set of nuts here, from large to sort of the medium-sized ones. Once again, we've got a set of the offset type nuts for fitting pin scales and flared stoppers. And then we've got a selection of camming units from 00 right through to number 5. And doubles on the medium sized ones, the small and mediums. And just singles on the really smalls and the larger ones. And 30 spare beaners and quarterlays for setting up the belay anchors, and a sling for extending around roofs or whatever. You basically unfurl them and clip them into each of the pieces in the belay. Then you pull down a loop between each piece, so you have multiple loops coming to a single point, and you tie a figure 8 so it equalises the whole belay and brings it all down to one point, which makes it really quick and easy to set up and conserves the rope. These are a large or comfy size pair of shoes, which I will use for both the aiding and the free climbing. A tight pair of shoes would be really uncomfortable for aiding in, so I wear a comfy size pair of shoes. And here we have a black rock skink checking out the rope.
Are you going to take him with you?
Let me put him in the chalk bag.